Hi, this is Dr. Sandy Gluckman, and for those of you who have been following my work, you will know that my mission is to fill the world with resilient, talented, problem-free children. And I do this by showing moms and dads and teachers how to heal, how to parent, and how to teach from the inside out. So what exactly does from the inside out mean? It means that I will show you how to look for and fix the underlying root causes of your child's problems instead of looking at and treating the symptoms. There's a huge difference when we treat the underlying root causes versus treating the symptoms, because when we fix the underlying root causes, the problems go away. When you're treating the symptoms, the problems tend to persist. Here's the deal. If your child has any kind of learning, behavior, or mood problems, you should know that these are actually symptoms that are triggered by some underlying causes. And too often, these underlying causes have remained unidentified because nobody is looking for them. So it's your role as mom or dad to identify and fix the root causes that are unique to your child's problem, because the root causes will be different for every child, even though some of the symptoms may look identical. If you're interested in finding and fixing the root causes of your child's problems so that these problems finally go away, here's what you need to know. It all begins with a healthy spirit. And when I'm talking about a child's spirit, I'm speaking about that inner core where the positive self-esteem and the emotional strength and emotional resilience are found. Because when a child has a healthy spirit, there will be a healthy body and a healthy brain. And of course, it's the other way around too. When a child has a hurting spirit, there's a hurting body and a hurting brain. So it's your role to find it and fix it. Ask and answer the question of, why is my child's spirit hurting? Where in my child's body has this already been impacted? And how is this impacting my child's brain? The primary underlying root cause for every symptom is stress. So if you're looking for the underlying root cause, you need to know that the very first trigger is stress, particularly chronic stress. So many wonderful children unfortunately experience chronic, ongoing, daily stress because they're very sensitive to stress. You also need to know that stress will affect the child's spirit first, and then it flows into the body and then into the brain. So because it's affecting the child's spirit first, that is your first step, is to find out, why is my child's spirit hurting? I offer a spirit diagnosis to answer this question. And I found over all the years that I've been practicing that there are so many different reasons why a child's spirit could be hurting. We often wonder, why would a child's spirit hurt? Because this is a happy home and we love our child, but there are very many different reasons. For example, it could be a stress during pregnancy. And when there's been stress in pregnancy, this creates children who are wired for stress. They're very sensitive to stress when they come into the world. You can read more about that in my book. It's also some of the reasons why children's spirit hurt also depends on mom and dad's current stress levels, because when mom or dad or both have high stress levels, the children will absorb this. The dynamics of the relationship between mom and dad are important. The dynamics of the parent-child relationship, of the sibling relationships. These are all very important when it comes to stress. Boundary issues are important, particularly discipline issues such as lack of discipline, inconsistent discipline, or mom and dad being different in the way in which they discipline. That creates a lot of stress. It hurts the child's spirit. Teacher-child relationships are so important, and of course the peer group and social relationships are so very important to children, and when these are not working out, it is really so hurtful to the child's spirit. Then there's the possibility of concern about money. They may have picked this up from their parents or heard their parents speak about this. There could be some personal or family traumas, such as a death in the family, or transition from one city or state to another, from one home to another, from one school to another. And what about expectations and pressure on the child? So many academic expectations and expectations to excel on the sports field and in the social environment. You'd be also amazed how a home environment can actually hurt a child's spirit. Clutter is very difficult for a child's spirit. Even colors can impact the child's spirit. We talked about the spirit-body-brain cascade, and so when the child has a hurting spirit, or what we could call emotional stress, this will make the child's body and brain very vulnerable, and it will affect different children in different ways. You are in charge of your child's spirit, body, brain health. And as I said, it is important to begin with the hurting spirit first. You know, as moms and dads, it can sometimes be really difficult for us to identify what is hurting our child's spirit. We might be wearing blinders, not because we intend to or consciously want to, but this is a difficult topic for us. And so you might want to consider scheduling a session with me for a spirit diagnosis. This session would be in my office if you're in Dallas or in the environs of Dallas, or you can visit me online, where we can do that through Skype or with different meeting software. And here's what you're going to learn from the spirit diagnosis. I'm going to help you identify and answer the question of why is your child's spirit hurting, and then help you with how to heal and build your child's spirit. You will also find a huge amount of information about this all in my new book called Parents Take Charge. What a surprise. And the book's available on my website or at Amazon, and it provides an enormous amount of information on finding and fixing the root causes in the child's spirit, body, and brain. It's really easy to read. It's full of interesting case studies and stories and examples and tools, as well as a 3-step practical guide. Here's to helping children everywhere build happy, healthy, and resilient spirits.